All right, so we're going to do a squat pivot transfer. You will be given instructions going from, in this case, we'll read you a script, say go from the wheelchair to the mat table in a squat pivot transfer, and then vice versa. So you'll have to complete both steps, both ways. Remember, communication is important. I'll introduce myself, say Chad, I'm Dan, I'm your therapist. You say whatever you want. There's no particular script that's the right way to do it. Just communicate well. We're going to try to get you from this wheelchair safely to the mat table. That's the first step. Would it be okay if we try that?
Yes.
And I'm going to put this gait belt around you just for safety around your waist. Is that all right? All right, excellent. So if you lean forward, put it here. Remember, get that gait belt nice and locked. So learn the right way to do it. I won't give you too many cues on that right now. It's locked. It goes in through both sides of the loops, the teeth, and then through the other side. And then tuck the residual of that belt so it's not flopping around and doesn't become a tripping hazard. First thing we're going to do is make sure our environment's set up well. For me, that's going to be removing the leg rests and communicating that to Chad. So definitely practice this step because this is hard for some people. I'm going to make sure that we're in a decent position with the wheelchair and the mat table as close as I can get, ideally at about a 90-degree angle. This is a squat pivot transfer. So in this situation, the safest, most efficient way for both of us is going to be standing in front of the patient. This patient is able-bodied. No conditions that we have to try to mimic. So in this case, we're not pretending like one side is flaccid and the other is strong. Both sides are equally strong. With the squat pivot, generally you want to eliminate obstacles. For me, that's just going to be the drop arm. Let's get that out of the way so we don't want his bottom to bump into that. I will ideally be in front of him, grabbing onto the gait belt on both sides of his ribs, rather than being behind him, because really, especially if there's like a wall here, how am I going to effectively move with him? I maybe could. I might be able to go behind and kind of kneel back up on the table, but that's really not ideal ergonomically. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going to say, hey, Chad, you ready to rock? When you can, we're going to do just a sort of like a half stand. Try to squat over. If you can, as we're kind of descending, can you reach your hand over there to lower yourself safely onto the table? Does that sound okay?
Sounds good.
All right, Chad is able-bodied in this scenario, so he's going to help me. I expect the patients to help the therapist. We're not going to try to pretend, that we have any conditions here. So, all right, Chad, on the count of 3, we're going to go. I am hunching, not leaning. I'm squatting, not hunching is what I mean to say. I want to squat, keep my center of gravity over my wide base of support as to not hurt my own back. So here we go. Squat. 1, 2, reach across. 1, 2, 3. That's it. My back's okay. Chad's okay. Then we'll explain the process again. Chad, we're going to go back. You're able-bodied. Both sides are fine. Drop arm's good. Gait belt's good. Maybe check that feet placement to make sure his feet aren't twisted. That can happen sometimes. Chad, in this case, we're going to start the squat again. Can you try to reach and guide yourself over when your arm is long enough to get there? All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. As simple as that. You can pause the recording.